Mission Hope. Inspirational stories of faith and triumph. Life's many upheavals, sharp curves, twists and turns, the challenging circumstances coming right at you, are non-stop. The inner wars within are outside your control and feel overwhelming. You feel alone, and the seemingly endless battles rage on. You feel like you have lost all hope and faith, questioning, why me? Why now? How can I handle another blow? The answers you're seeking are in this collection of 20 uplifting stories in this book. Within its golden pages, from the deep confines of their hearts and souls, these extraordinary authors have opened up and are here to assist you in navigating the deep, daunting, and dark waters that you are facing. Each story is unique in its experience, but similar in the fact that through everything presented to them in life, these authors have found the way back to success, peace, and joy through hope and faith. These authors have turned tragedy into tranquility once again. Now, they are here to empower you to shift from what once was fear and failure into the future of your dreams. They offer as a gift to you the freedom to choose your destiny. Now, it's time to turn the key and walk through the door. Hear from the authors themselves as they share their journey and story with you, here on Living the Next Chapter.
All right, welcome everybody to Living the Next Chapter. I have another guest on from Char Murphy's new book number 2 coming out. We love Char Murphy, by the way. Hi, Char. And Meche's on today. We're going to be talking about her chapter in this new book. And I get to talk to a great person who's in Canada right now, which makes me happy. Meche, welcome to Living the Next Chapter. How are you?
Thank you so much, Dave, for such a heartwarming welcome. Do you say that? Oh my goodness, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled to be here. It's really exciting for me to be part of this podcast. And of course, to be part of this project that Char Murphy started with the Mission Hope series of books. So, I'm super, super happy to be here and to be able to enjoy this and share some moments. Thank you.
Amazing. And so your background, Meche, you're from Ecuador,
yes,
is that right?
I'm from Ecuador. I came to Canada 15 years ago. I was born and raised in Quito, in the capital city of Ecuador. And it's been a very interesting ride to be here in Canada, another culture, another everything, and to be able to adjust to all that, including the famous winter, is definitely a challenge. But yes, going back to your question, I'm from Ecuador, and if you don't mind, I would love to send hello message to our friends back home. So, hello everyone. Oh, no, not hello everyone, but hola a todos. Mi nombre es Meche Barba. Yo vivo en Canadá, vivo en Montreal y soy una de las coautoras del libro Mission Hope, que fue un proyecto que comenzó Char Murphy, una de mis amigas. Así que estoy muy contenta de estar aquí. Les mando un saludo inmenso a ese hermoso país y a esa hermosa audiencia que nos escucha desde el Ecuador.
Amazing. I caught some of those words. I missed a lot, but welcome to everyone listening in Ecuador. We do have listeners listening in Ecuador, so I'm sure they are thrilled to hear a voice that resonates with them, and they know they're like, oh, I love Meche, welcome. So welcome. That's great. Thank you for welcoming our listeners in Ecuador. That's really, really fun. Tell me how you met Char Murphy, the amazing, talented, wonderful. She gave me a list of things to say. Amazing, talented, wonderful. Yeah. Char Murphy, tell me how you met Char.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? There's never something that comes to you that you are not prepared for, I would say. And how I met Char, going back to your question once again, it was through a group where we meditate. So she is part of that group. The group is called the Global Circle of Life. of light, sorry. And we met there, and then we started exchanging some information, and we were communicating, and I discovered that amazing, amazing soul that Shar is. So for me, getting to know her and being part of this project has been a very nice experience that made me realize that we always cross the right people when we are ready in life.
Right. And she is one of those right people. I really like Shar. I've had the chance to talk to her many times. And I love the group of authors that she pulls together to do these books. Now we're on book number 2, and you're a part of this. Can you tell me a little bit about your chapter in this book? What are we going to find when we come to your chapter in Shar's new book?
The book is all about hope, and my chapter is no exception to it. I, like everybody else in life, we go through so many different experiences, and sometimes we tend to stay in this victimhood, to put it in a certain way. We go back in time, and we see that our relationships were not the perfect ones. We went through a lot. So many bad things have come to our life, etc., etc. The stories are never-ending development, right? In that sense, my chapter brings hope with the realization of finding your why. Why do you want to change your life? Why do you want to make this life easier in a certain way? Because when you realize where do you come from and where are you heading, but in the meantime, you work on this introspection and you find your why, and it comes in small pieces, in very small pieces, and then one day you gather all of them. You put everything together, and you are ready to bring this message to the world. So my chapter is about resilience, about realizing that, yes, despite all the odds, despite all the bad things that have happened at some point in my life, I am capable of going on. And I just have to stop, breathe, make that introspection like I was mentioning before, and then everything falls into place. And you find your why because of that. So this is my chapter, finding your why.
Nice. Okay, so for those of us that are looking to find our why, that's one of those things that we search for as authors, as creative people, as podcasters. We're always looking for our why so that we can serve our audience. We can serve our content to the world. Your process of finding your why, was it difficult to figure out what your why is and why you do what you do?
I think everything in life is difficult when you are at a point when there's so much noise around you. And that noise doesn't let you come down to anything that would serve you to go on. So, yes, it was step by step, well, multiple steps, better said. And in each one of those steps, I had to learn a lot of things. And those steps, they became the small pieces. And together with Char Murphy's help, I was able to put all those pieces together, because the noise was killing me in some way. Not that it was killing me, but anyways, it was so much that I just had to sort of let everything go, sit down, talk to her, and exchange some good things, taking her advice. And from then on, everything became easier, because sometimes you have everything for you to find your why. You have the people around you, you have the right circumstances, you have the means, any kind of means. But if you are surrounded by that noise, or not surrounded, but the noise comes in your head and you cannot stop, you cannot give yourself the opportunity to listen to your heart, your soul, and be able to go on in that sense, because you don't let yourself take that opportunity or take that moment and analyze, stop, just breathe, sit down, sometimes take a nap, and that's it. And then you go on. Once again, your question is very relevant, because I think finding the why for every single person, for me, especially from my point of view, I would say it's the most difficult part, because we get confused with the what, the where, the when.
Right.
And the why is the core of everything.
Right. Okay. And the one thing I know people struggle with when we talk about our why is, why would anyone want to know my story? Why would anyone want to hear my voice, read my chapter, listen to my podcast? Why would anyone care what I have to say and my thoughts? Is that anything that you would struggle with in the past, where you're thinking, who am I to share my story? Would anyone really be interested? Did you struggle with that part of your why?
Yes, I am sure. And not only once, but I don't know, I lost count.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. It's that imposter syndrome. Actually, you are not good enough. I'm repeating what you were saying. Who's going to read your story? There are so many people that went through 1,000 more intense or difficult things in life. Why should yours be different or be better? But the minute that you stop and you are sure that the message that you want to give to the world is relevant, you assume that you are not perfect. Your ability to put words, not to put words, but to put your thoughts and your experiences into words, it's as if it's a lot easier, because then you don't care anymore if you're good enough. Because being good enough, it means that you are comparing yourself to the others. How awful it is. We are constantly comparing ourselves with the others. Oh, she's younger than me. She's more miserable than me. She's doing a lot better than me. And she is not me. So why would I care?
Right. And I think the one thing, when I think about what's special about our story and why it's unique, is because we are special and we are unique. And that our story is our story. And there's no one else that has our story. So we could be talking about finding our why. I can talk about it, but how I see it might be different than the way you do, because I've lived a different life than you have. So your uniqueness is you, and no one else can copy you. No one else can copy your story, and no one else has lived in Ecuador and now lives in Montreal and is doing a podcast today with me. No one else has, just you. You're the only one that's done that. So that's what's unique about who we are and our message. It's us.
Exactly. It's us. We are so unique, and our path is so distinctive from the path of the others, that we just have to find all those small events or the chapters that have marked our lives. And then through our uniqueness, then we will be able to find the force, our leitmotif, and go on.
So for someone that's going to be reading the next book here from Sharp Murphy and they come to your chapter, they're going to start to read. What do you want to say to the person reading your chapter before they read your words that would help them and encourage them as they read your chapter? You get to talk to them right now. They're listening. They have the book in their hands. They haven't read your chapter yet. They're going to tonight. What do you want to say to them before they read your chapter?
If you finally want to have some real hope in life, you have to find your why. And this is something that you will be able to do it if you just stop and smell the roses in some way. And for you to really stop and smell the roses, you really have to go through an introspection. You have to go and see what has marked your family, every single side of your family, your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, if possible, your kids. So with all that together, you put it in a vessel. And then you will see that everything was worth it. Why? Because you came to this earth and your life is so unique that the hope that you are going to get from finding your why is already there for you.
Right. From your time growing up in Ecuador, is there anything that we can learn? I'm born and raised in Canada. I've never been to Ecuador. Is there anything from the culture that you brought with you to Canada that's your culture, that's where you've been raised, and there's things that you brought here that you kept that maybe Canadians, maybe North Americans might not have? Talk about your culture and why that's important to you.
Ecuador is a very unique country, and it's also a melting pot. Coming from a historical background, we have roots that come from the Arabs, from the Moors that were in Spain, the Spanish, of course, and then you have the African slaves and the indigenous people, and together with the other cultures, but in a minority. So that melting pot is unique. It's a melting pot as unique as here in Canada. What I brought with me was this idea of having a culture that was so diverse, and it was reflecting into the food, the way we treat others. Every single person in Ecuador, well, at least it was like that before. I don't really know how things have changed in the past few years. But for me, you would meet somebody new, for example, and you would give him a kiss and a hug. So those things, I brought them with me to Canada. This openness of welcoming every single person to your path, to your life, to your door. And I think it's very important in life because this helps you to adjust to different cultures, and at the same time, you need to know, or you need to find out how to incorporate it to this new life that you are starting in a different country. But the uniqueness and the friendliness of the Ecuadorian people and the generosity, you can go to, let's say, to a very small town or to the mountains, to a village. You go somewhere and they are going to offer you food and drink and music, you name it, And this is who I am. This is what I brought to Canada. And this is something that makes me unique at the same time. But the most curious thing is that even with this background, I was able to adapt, and I was able to respect the boundaries of a culture that is not as open, friendly, and gives that many hugs as we do.
Right. Yeah. That's beautiful. And then for me, born and raised in Canada, I have a view of the world through my growing up here, where you have an advantage, where you can speak to people in Ecuador, you can speak to people in Canada. You have a different worldview than I have. So you have an advantage over me, which makes me want to grow and want to expand and see the world, understand different culture, because all I know is what I know. But now you know more than what you know because you've lived in more than one country. So you have an advantage over me. And I think that's special.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Not that you have a disadvantage compared to me, but yes, it's definitely an advantage. And if we go further, my mother, she comes from Colombia, and my father comes from Ecuador. So in my family, we were already a melting pot.
Yeah.
And this is very interesting because even my mother, she had two sisters. One of them was living in Bogota in the highlands, and the other one was living in Medellin, in a city that is super open, super friendly, and it's as if you are in the coastal region because it's very hot, not close to the beach, but it's very hot. And my father, he came from the highlands. So people from the highlands, they are more, in a way, more discreet, and they are a little bit more closed up. So for my mother, when she came and she started living in Quito, it was also a clash of cultures. And it's amazing to think that among the same Latin American culture, you can have so many differences, and you will have sometimes a struggle adapting to that.
Nice. One thing I've been asking everyone that's been on the podcast from Char's book is to leave a greeting for Char directly to her from you. I'm going to get out of the way. And if Char was sitting here with you on the camera, just you and Char, I want to give you the opportunity to give a message to Char, because she will listen to this podcast. What would you like to say to Char as an author in her book, but also a friend, and you've known her for many years, but I want you to pretend that she's here and I'm not. What would you like to say to Char Murphy?
Char Murphy, the most amazing person that I could have ever crossed. She did never give up on me. I was panicking at times, and I felt insecure. Some minutes ago, we were talking about this imposter syndrome. It was so heavy, and she kept pushing me. And she kept being there and encouraging me. And this is what true friends are. They never let you down. They know your strengths, your weaknesses. They are full of respect for you and for your path. And at the same time, they will keep on pushing you the way that you are going to achieve what you are supposed to achieve in life. And I'm only talking about the book, but the messages that Char shares, the resilience, the unconditional love towards every single human being that crosses her path is simply amazing. I am without words, and I'm so grateful. And I would like to thank her in so many ways that sometimes, we run out of words, but she knows that this comes right from my heart. Thank you so much, Shar, for everything that you have done for me. It's been amazing, and it's a real gift to have you in my life.
Wow. Shar Murphy is a gift to all of us. And I just wanted to give you that opportunity because I know, again, Shar is going to listen to this, but I want all of the authors to have that opportunity to share how important it is to be a part of this project, to be in Shar's world, and have her direction and guidance, because she's all about her authors, and she's all about her community. And she's a very amazing person. So
she is very, very generous. She will never keep anything that's good if that is going to help you. And at the same time, she's going to tell you straight ahead whatever you are not doing right in a way, not in a mean way, but in a very encouraging and nurturing way.
Yeah.
So this is what I appreciate the most.
Amazing. So Meche, as far as after the podcast is over and there's someone that wants to talk to you about the chapter you wrote in Shar's book, maybe there's an opportunity to speak to an audience or be a guest or whatever, but somebody is connecting with your chapter and they want to reach out to you and have a conversation with you about what you wrote and about you, what is the best way for people to connect with you after they read your chapter or after they hear this podcast?
I would be thrilled to be able to connect with people if they think that my chapter was of any use or even enlightenment in their path. So for that, they can always connect with me through Facebook. I'm under Meche Barba on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram. My name is Mercedes Isabel Barba. It's a long one, but they are going to be able to find me. And I would be, like I said, and I'm repeating myself, but I would be more than happy to connect with people if they want to do so.
Amazing. So you have been an outstanding guest on my podcast. I hope that you do many, many more podcasts because you're a great guest to have on the show. So thank you for making time to be here and talk about your chapter. I hope that you get to write many, many more things. Continue to grow as an author and share your message and uncover even more whys that you can share and be a part of and put into the world. It's great to have you on the podcast. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of my show.
Thank you so much, Dave. The pleasure was mine.
Excellent, everyone. All the information will be in the show notes, and I would encourage you to leave a review for the book when you purchase the book. Let the world know about all these amazing authors and about Shar Murphy and what she's done. But then as well, reach out to Meche as well and let her know what you thought of her chapter and speak to her directly. I'm sure she'll be thrilled to have a chance to speak with you. So, and again, Meche, thank you so much for welcoming all of our listeners in Ecuador. Would you like to say goodbye to them as well?
Oh, of course. Quisiera despedirme de mi amado país y de toda esa gente hermosa que escucha el podcast de Dave, diciéndoles que a pesar de las circunstancias por las que estamos atravesando como país, y esto no en un contexto político, sino más bien en un contexto de fe y de esperanza, que nosotros hacemos el cambio y el cambio viene desde el corazón. Cuando vemos que podemos generar ese cambio, nunca, jamás en la vida nos vamos a arrepentir y el futuro siempre está en nuestras manos. Les mando un beso, un abrazo y esperemos que nuestro país salga adelante y que todos estemos felices y contentos de ese Ecuador del alma al que todos amamos tanto. Gracias.
Amazing. And for our English listeners, would you like to say goodbye as well?
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, I have been so happy to be here, and I'm a big fan of Canada. I consider myself a citizen of the world at large, but Canada always had that special place in my heart. So for all our Canadian and even American listeners or European listeners, I would like to say thank you, first of all, to listen to this amazing podcast with Dave and me. And I would like to wish you all the best. I would like to say that I would like to thank you in advance for reading my chapter and especially for reading the whole book. Mission Hope is something that brings a lot of messages of encouragement to everyone. So take this as an advice and just go for it. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Everyone, all the information in the show notes. Meche, thank you so much for being part of the podcast. You are a great guest. Continue doing it. Do more, because you brought so much value to us, and I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, David.
Hey, just jumping on here at the end. Thank you so much for checking out this episode, Living the Next Chapter, talking about Mission Hope Volume 2. You definitely want to pick up a copy of this book. Head over to missionhope.com, missionhope.com. All the information in the show notes. Get a copy of this book. Get one for yourself. Get one for your best friend. And let's encourage these authors as they write and share their stories with us. If you want to connect with me, my name is Dave. livingthenextchapter.com. livingthenextchapter.com. I would love to have you reach out through the website. Let me know what you think of this episode, what you think of the podcast. Let's encourage our fellow authors and let's do something great. Thank you for being here on the podcast. Again, it's the second book from our great friend Shar Murphy, Mission Hope, Inspirational Stories of Faith and Triumph at ourmissionhope.com. Thanks for being here. Catch you on the next one.
Ready to take your story to the next level? It's time to get off the sidelines and share your story. Join us at Creative Con, where you'll learn the actionable steps from experts and doers to turn your dreams into reality. Whether you're an aspiring podcaster, a seasoned pro, new or published author, speaker, creative, visionary, or dreamer crafting your message, this is your moment to shine. Our panels, workshops, keynotes, and networking opportunities will help you overcome the roadblocks, effectively articulate your message, and share your message to the masses. Discover how to position yourself as an industry leader by leveraging podcasting, publishing, production, and promotions. For those seeking purpose beyond the corporate grind, we'll ignite your passions and guide you to a more fulfilling path. If you've ever thought about breaking free from the 9-to-5 routine and taking control of your destiny, we'll show you how. Authors, you'll learn to expand your horizons and broaden your reach. Creative Con is where you'll find confidence, support, and a clear roadmap to success. If you've ever doubted yourself, this is your chance to step out of your comfort zone and make your creative dreams a reality. Secure your Creative Con tickets now for our virtual December 2nd event and our 2-day live event February 17th to 18th at creativecon.com. That's creativecon.com, creative with an 8. The future is yours, speak it, write it, live it.